Let me ask you about a no-deal Brexit. What impact would that have on your business? We heard this morning about the UK government, if there were to be no deal, would put in place protections for the car industry, for agriculture, not paint producers, though. What kind of impact would that have on your company?
Well, the biggest impact, or the biggest negative impact, is the uncertainty about whatever's going to be the outcome, be it a no deal or any extension or whatever. We have been doing whatever we could be doing, in the sense that we've been building some more inventory for what the UK is concerned. We have somewhat of a positive sheltered situation, because most of what we sell in the UK we produce in the UK, so it's more a discussion with our suppliers. But needless to say, in the total uncertainty about what's going to happen, you can't keep planning for every type of contingency going forward. So I'm not sure we would need more protection, but we really are in dire need of having some certainty about what the future is going to hold.
Yes, in terms of protection, I mean, so you say you produce in the UK for the UK market, but would you be concerned on a no-deal Brexit about foreign competition increasingly coming into the market? Because it doesn't look as if the government is going to put in place anything to protect domestic paint production.
Yeah, well, the competitive intensity in the UK has been, as you would expect, has been pretty hefty already. I think that doesn't scare us that much, although paint is also a very local product. You're shipping, in the end, a lot of liquid, which has additives and colorants in it. So that's probably less of an issue. What we have been suffering with over the last 2+ years is, of course, the weakness of the pound. For a euro-based company, that hurts. And then secondly, of course, consumer confidence that is often linked to real estate markets for our decorative paint business. So we have had those impacts much bigger than that. We would be worried about a different competitive environment.
How, what do you think about when you look at the UK market, your business there? Will you be shrinking it post-Brexit? Will you be adding to it in, some of the bolt-on M&A deals you're doing, or do you just leave it as it is for now?
For us, the UK market for Akzo Nobel is a key market, with brands like Dulux and International that are household names in their segments. Of course, it's a very important market. It's shy of €1 billion a year, so it is an important market. We have been looking at acquisitions, be it in our distribution, be it on other producers, so that remains the case. But of course, for us, everything has to be looked through a spectrum of what is the next 4 or 5 years of the UK. How does it look like? And that makes it, of course, a bit more difficult. But for us, the UK remains important. I've been on record to say there will be a life after any scenario of Brexit. But we're looking increasingly forward to having certainty on how that's going to look like.
How about the possibility of bolt-on M&A outside of the UK? I mean, this has been an issue for Akzo Nobel. What are the key portfolio gaps you're looking to fill in 2019?
Yeah, well, as you know, we're on this improvement plan for the company for our paints and coatings activities, which we call 15 by 20, which means having a certain profit target by 2020, significant step up. We're well on our way to achieve that. What we did there is really do an in-depth analysis of our business in what we call performance cells, businesses and regions, and they're also looking at M&A, how that can play a role. So last year, the company did about 10 M&A deals, from small ones to significant ones, and they were all pretty surgically addressing an improvement opportunity within those businesses. And that has also been some corrections we had to make in our distribution in the UK, for example, where we did quite some steps last year in 2018, and the same has been outside of the UK, outside of Europe even. So that continues to go on unabated. We're one of the 3 largest players in the world, and we not only want to keep that position, but also want to come out a bit more toned maybe than we had been in the past.
Thierry, we're always looking for clues as to just how weak the Eurozone economy is going to get from here, or whether we've seen any bottoming out in that. What can you tell us about areas or pockets of weakness in the Eurozone?
Yeah. Well, the Eurozone has been more or less steady as she goes. There's very little spectacular growth areas in Europe, nor are there really at this specific moment really black spots. Our bigger worries has been around China, a market that is very important for us and has been somewhat lukewarm over the last 12 months. But if you really specifically would look at the UK market, consumer confidence has been relatively restrained, not surprisingly, given the uncertainty about what's going to happen. Again, decorative paint often goes along when people move houses or move into a new house. That's when you see a bit of a spike in the consumption of decorative paint. That has been somewhat softer, but given the real impact, the real size of a product like Dulux in that market, we've in fact been gaining some shelf space, some market share in the UK, despite our really strong position already. So that has balanced out for us the consumer confidence slump in Europe. For paints and coatings in general, the market in France is probably the most difficult one, but has been like that for probably like 10 years right now. So Europe is more or less okay-ish across the board, whereas it's more in some of the Asian markets where we see more concerns at this specific moment of time.